Well, my name's Dianna Ippolito, and I have been a screenwriter for about 20 years. And it was only about, I guess, 5 years ago that I started having an interest in directing. And I've been doing it ever since. And I think I really enjoy the idea of bringing my life to work. And I'm the one that can control, who comes on board and how fast we can do it. And before that, I was always waiting for other people to get interested. So then I kind of wanted to take over and say, well, I'm have to be control of my own destiny. So I might as well start learning how to direct. And then I just, jumped in and started. I have always had an interest in time travel, and I wanted to do a web series, and I had never done one before. So I thought it would be fun to do, and also a challenge to see how much I could tell a story in a short amount of time. The beginning, middle, and end, sometimes 2.5 minutes, sometimes 3. And I came up with the idea of a girl who goes back in time to the 1920s and realizes what's happened. And she gets to become a star back then when she couldn't become a star in her own time. So it's sort of this fun idea of she fulfilled her destiny, and it's just in a different time. We did the festival circuit for about a year. We went a few festivals, and then that was my first time getting something on Amazon. And so, I just inquired on how to do it, and then you can actually see how many people are looking at it monthly. And since I posted it, I've had, I think, over 5,000 people watch it, which is great. The whole point of doing it is to have exposure. So it really works. I was inspired by somebody else's work I had seen on, it wasn't a festival. I forget where I saw it. I think it was through Facebook, or someone had done, it was a short film though, and it was a period piece, I think the 1940s. And I just thought, wow, that's really cinematic. I mean, even if you don't have a lot of money, you can get a little bit of money. For locations, if you don't have a lot of money for locations, you can get costumes, and you can do it with makeup, So another way to be creative and have a nice look to your film is to try it with costumes. And so we had barely any money to do that. I think we had $1,000. We had 1 day to shoot it, a crew, and then I had to get hair and makeup for all the actors. And then I went on Amazon and I bought 1920s costumes, over the course of a few months. And it was basically seeing that other person's work that got me excited. So I was like, if they can do it, so can I. I had never worked with either actor before. So that was, hi, how are you? Let's go. It's always kind of a challenge. We had rehearsed, but not before, a couple times, but not actually worked together. So I didn't know their rhythm. Some people are really, really great, in the first take, and sometimes it takes them 3 or 4 takes to go. So it was sort of learning as I went how their styles worked together. And then also the biggest challenge for me was getting 12 pages shot, in 1 day. We had 10 hours, including a lunch break. So we had to shoot fast. We were shooting while we were eating, It was just one of those indie films. And nobody minded. Everyone was there to do the work, and they were enjoying themselves. And, I've worked with everybody else again after that. So it was actually really fun. So I think that nobody should be worried about the cost of things. There's always a way that you can work around it. Sometimes they go, I can't make that. There's no way I could afford that. I don't have insurance or whatever. I think the biggest thing people should do is cultivate, if you're energized by something and excited by something and you want to do good work, people become attracted to that. And so they want you to succeed, and they want to help you. I have found countless times that when I needed something like a location, or I needed to borrow a car for a day for a shoot, or I even remember I needed an old telephone from the 1930s. I'm like, I don't even have the money to go and rent one from, someplace. I don't even have the $40, and then someone saw my Facebook post and said, I have one in my storage. I'll give it to you, Yeah. So you can really as far as for indie filmmakers, I think you can really, if you really, challenge yourself to be creative and find ways to make things cinematic within your budget, it definitely can be done. Actually, I'm in post-production on a feature film that I shot over the summer during the pandemic. It was, I got a call from my DP who I work with a lot, and he said, I'm pretty bored doing nothing. And I said, me too. So he said, do you want to make a movie? And I said, well, okay. Like, I don't know how. Like, a lot of people were still scared of COVID. And I just started making some calls. I'm like, well, we would be a small crew. We would, whatever protocols we could take for COVID, we would do, like wear a mask and stuff. I mean, nothing, that we couldn't afford, I guess, just hand sanitizer. Anyway, long story short, we gathered a small crew and we shot in about 10 days, maybe 10, 11 days, and about an hour outside of Los Angeles. And so we're in post-production on that. That went well, beautifully. And nobody bothered us, because everyone was indoors. There was hardly any traffic. We didn't have permits, so nobody bothered us for that. We didn't even have insurance. Nobody bothered us. So yeah, so I'm working on that. Woohoo, I know. So I'm working on post-production for that. And I'm actually in the middle of writing a biopic about a 70s pop singer named Andy Gibb. I pitched it to a production company, and they said yes. They said they liked the idea. So I'm working on that. So we'll see.